Good morning, good afternoon. It's David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office with another detailed U.S. weather forecast for May 27th, 2023. In this update, we are going to be looking at your overall weather pattern over the next 5 to 7 days as we are tracking a subtropical, extratropical-like system hugging the Carolina coast, followed by more cooler weather across the west and hot weather across the north. Now, if you are new to the channel and you like these detailed updates, please consider subscribing if you're new, hitting the like button, and sharing this video with your family and friends on social media. So to start off this video, I always like looking at the current weather conditions across the United States, so at least I'm covering everybody here that is watching this video. We're going to be looking at this subtropical, extratropical-like system, however you want to name it. It's probably really not that, but it is pretty organized nevertheless. We are seeing some strong winds associated with this system over Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington in North and South Carolina. Columbia, we're getting quite a bit of rainfall, some lightning strikes associated with this system. We also have a lot of lightning strikes along the Georgia coast and southern portion there of South Carolina due to that system, and it is swirling around pretty quickly, which indicates we are seeing some pretty intense winds. In fact, if we take a look at the wind gusts right now, winds are gusting between 25 to 40 miles an hour. Here's a large font for reference. You can see those wind gusts there, anywhere between 25 to 40 miles an hour. And those temperatures definitely on the rather chilly side because there is some cooler air advection with that system. And then, of course, we are tracking storms across Abilene, Texas on the I-20 corridor, Amarillo, Texas. We are seeing some pop-up storms there as a decaying MCS kind of propagates through Plainview, Lubbock, Texas there. Some cooler temperatures in the wake of that, but not super cool. Temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s to start your morning. And then, of course, across much of the west, we are seeing a upper-level low-pressure system bringing some showers across Oregon, Washington, as well as portions of Idaho and Montana, keeping your temperatures on the chillier side this morning, with morning lows that dipped down into the lower 50s to upper 40s in some areas, including Great Falls there. You're seeing temperatures right now in the mid 50s. That's a look at your current weather conditions. Let's take a look now at your 5 to 7 day forecast. So here's a look at the detailed European model for Saturday afternoon, May 27th, 2023. And again, what we're seeing is the chances of showers and thunderstorms that will redevelop this afternoon across the southern high plains, the central high plains, across the northern Rockies here of Montana and Wyoming. We also have, again, that extra subtropical-like system approaching the Carolina coast, bringing the chances for heavy rainfall, strong winds. That's going to be the biggest deal with this system, but it is not a tropical storm. It is not a hurricane by any means, so don't freak out when you hear me say subtropical or extratropical, because it is kind of forming down there in the lower latitudes where it is kind of subtropical-like. So that's the deal going forward, is there's going to be a lot of inclement weather there across the Carolinas today. So if you're doing any shopping, just be aware. It's going to be really stormy. Towards the north here across the Great Lakes, you're seeing some quiet weather because of that ridge of high pressure that is in place. But let's go forward, right? Let's go into tomorrow afternoon here for your Sunday. And again, same deal. Showers, thunderstorms. Some of these could contain some small hail, even some larger hail perhaps that could be significant, maybe some tornadoes, as well as maybe some strong gusty winds anticipated with this. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 2 out of 5 on the Severity Weather Index scale for severe weather today, stretching across eastern New Mexico, portions there of Wyoming, and portions there of southeastern Montana, western portion there of South Dakota, including for western Nebraska here under that slight risk. This is driven by a 2% chance of tornadoes, a 15% risk non-sig for damaging winds of 65 miles an hour, and a 15% risk for 1-inch hail in diameter at least. There is nothing significant here warranted for 2% or 2-inch hail that could be possible. We're not going to see that probably, but we are going to be seeing some large hailstones out of some of these thunderstorms this afternoon, especially. Tomorrow's just a marginal risk driven mainly by hail and wind. Really not a tornado threat at all tomorrow. But again, things could change from day to day, and that's why we are making these videos as frequently as we can possible. So now with that being said, let's get back into our weather map here, taking a look at the rest of the week here. So this is for Monday. Again, Monday afternoon here, we are looking at more showers, more thunderstorms here across the northern high plains, the southern high plains, more monsoonal moisture maybe getting grabbed up because of an upper level low over the Sierra here. So more inclement weather there for the afternoon. The continuance of a decaying extratropical like weather system approaching portions there of Virginia, and going forward here again the same thing is going to happen here. Pop-up showers and storms also across central and southern Idaho, Montana, northern California, northern Nevada, southern Oregon. We're going to see more of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms each and every afternoon. And then the same deal happens on Wednesday, on May 31st. Again, showers, thunderstorms, kind of the same old kind of pattern that's going to be in place. Also for June 1st, June 2nd, again, same thing, showers, thunderstorms, probably more widespread perhaps over the central high plains as well as the northern high plains there across the United States. Again, that is a look at your precipitation forecast. Let's take a look at your temperature forecast, because it's going to get warm. Quite warm for the Midwest, even for portions of the Great Lakes. Just because you're by Lake Michigan doesn't mean you're going to be protected by the hot weather. It's going to be pretty hot depending on where you're at. So taking a look at those temperatures for this afternoon, May 27th, 2023, and we can see temperatures are going to be quite warm in the low 80s, the mid 80s. Yeah, pretty warm up there across the northern tier of the United States, including Canada. Once again, you're going to be seeing temperatures in the 70s, possibly some 80s up there. In northern Alberta, northern Alberta, that is, we've seen some really warm temperatures, and this is going to continue all the way through Sunday. Look at this, temperatures still really warm over here across much of the Midwest. The upper Midwest really warm, and look at this, Michigan in the 80s. Yeah, 80s, while some of the Great Lakes here are going to be in the 40s. So a big temperature gradient difference between land and water. That's to be expected, because the Great Lakes really, it takes a lot more longer for the waters to warm up there. But nevertheless, really warm. Look at this, south of Hudson Bay, all the way across, again, the same areas. Temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s. Going to be really warm, and it's going to warm up even more. This is Monday. Let's go into Tuesday afternoon. You can see really warm here, probably some low 90s, even some mid 90s down here across Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, even Missouri here. Going to see some really warm temperatures increasing. On top of that, we're looking at some humidity, so that's going to make it feel even warmer than it actually is with the air temperature. And then by Wednesday, still really warm here. Look at this. This is Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures still in the upper 80s, low 90s across the Midwest. And maybe even some mid to upper 90s perhaps here over Illinois, northern Missouri, southeastern Iowa. This is for June the 1st. So yeah, this coming Thursday will be very hot, possibly dangerously hot, with those heat indexes. In fact, if we look at our apparent temperature, could feel a little warmer because of the humidity that is out there. Let's go forward here all the way into Friday. A little cooler on Friday, and then maybe hopefully some cooler weather arrives there. But look at this, to the south, temperatures in the upper 90s possibly for Saturday, June the 3rd, and then June the 4th, maybe even some upper 90s, low 100s. Yeah, there's a little bit of pink there that you could faintly see. So maybe some very, very hot temperatures expected by June the 4th there over Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Could be a pretty big concern here for heat-related illnesses, heat exhaustion. That is very serious, so we'll keep an eye on the forecast as this gets closer. But pretty hot down there across the deep south. for this time of the year in early June. Something to look forward to, I guess, if you are loving the heat. All right, temperature anomaly forecast. This is a 1-day average temperature anomaly. This is not the exact day. That's why, because it makes it look more realistic, more accurate than say, oh, we're seeing this specific number here. So we're averaging and blending things out here. So over the next 4 to 5 days, your temperature anomalies up here are going to range between 5 to 15 degrees above normal, with some areas up here in Canada that could have temperatures 20 degrees above normal. That's day 4 through 5. Let's go through the end of the forecast here for days 9 through 10. You can see temperatures here across, again, central Canada, southern Canada, anywhere between 10 to 20 degrees above normal, 5 to 15 degrees above normal across, say, Montana, the Pacific Northwest. Near average temperatures possible on a daily average for June the 5th through the 6th here, or 4th through the 5th, that is, through the Midwest and the Deep South. But again, don't let these temperatures fool you, because again, triple digits are a slight possibility. Now, the reason why it's going to be so warm across the northern tier of the United States is if we look at our European ensemble forecast, we can see large-scale ridging going to be in place here, very El Nino-like, in fact, where we have a ridge up here where we have more zonal flow underneath it across the Southern California area, the Deep South, and the Southeast, bringing wetter than normal conditions and bringing in cooler than normal conditions. So very much like an El Nino pattern here, unfortunately for some, but fortunately for other locations. The unfortunate thing is it's going to be very warm up here in Canada and the northern tier because of this omega blocking ridge that's going to remain in place. And we can see that really not going away through the next 10 days or so on the European ensemble forecast. Well, that's going to sum it up for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing, leaving a like in the section below, and also leaving a comment and sharing this with your family and friends on social media. You guys are very, very awesome. You guys are amazing. You literally are amazing at returning to the channel, watching these videos, because, yeah, I'm trying to become more accurate, not as hyping with my forecasts and stuff. As you notice, there have been some subtle changes to the channel, and there are more changes in a better way to come for the channel in itself. But if you did like today's video, please subscribe, share, and like, and I will be back with you more, possibly tomorrow, with more weather content.